I remember like even watching Home Alone, like I wanted to be, Macaulay Culkin, and like I wanted to be that kid. Like it just always was so cool to me to see people in movies. And of course, music's my like number one passion. But a lot of people ask me, they're like, what are you gonna choose? And I'm like, what? Why would I ever have to choose? I think some people think that you can only focus on one thing, but I love both, and I would love to continue doing both.
Hey there, it's Kristen, and today we are chatting with actor and musician Spencer Sutherland. He makes his acting debut in Netflix's Afterlife Party, playing the epic pop star Coop. You don't want to miss this one. You're making your film debut in Afterlife of the Party. What was that like?
First of all, it's definitely a dream come true because I've always watched movies as a kid, and it's just been like a dream to like see my name on like a screen and then see myself in the movie. So that alone was pretty wild. And then to have like my first film, star me as a singer and do the music in the movie, it was like a perfect little gateway into the acting world. And I had such an unreal time doing it. It was amazing.
I'm sure you filmed so many music videos, but like filming a music video versus filming a movie, is it like really different?
Yeah, real different. I guess alone because a music video is like 3 minutes and this is whatever, an hour and a half. But yeah, it was, I mean, the crew is massive on a movie. And I remember like the first scene that I filmed, I was with Victoria, and I was just like, because you see like movies and you're like, oh, they filmed that and there's a couple people. There's like 60 people like behind the camera watching you. And I turned to her and I was like, yo, I'm super nervous. She's like, you'll be fine. Just pretend like we're hanging out. And it actually worked. But yeah, definitely different. Definitely just like, obviously it's Netflix too, so it's a big production, but it was, I like to feel something. So I like to feel, even if I'm like nervous and anxious, it feels good.
And that's great advice. It's just like, we're just hanging. Don't mind these 60 people staring at you.
Yeah, like because we were quarantined on like a little like wine, like a vineyard.
Ooh.
And like they had a bar and we would go get wine there. She's like, pretend like we're just hanging, like drinking some wine at the bar. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me calm down for a second.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're playing a pop star in this movie that your songs as Coop really soundtrack this entire film. And you wrote these songs as well, right? So what was that like to kind of come in? Not only are you getting to act in this, but like you're having your songs, multiple songs in a movie.
Yeah, that's probably the coolest part. Because I think even originally, like we planned on having maybe a song, and as the songs kept like evolving, they're like, all right, let's add another one. Okay, you and Victoria want to do a duet? Like, let's do this. So that was really, really cool to do that. And the songs are, they're not too far from like Spencer, like myself, like my own music. But they're a little poppier, and it was fun to like write some just like feel good songs without a lot of pressure of putting myself too much into it. Like it just felt good to write some bops,
Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you wrote a song and performed a duet with Victoria Justice. What was that experience like working together?
Fantastic. She's the most down-to-earth actress I've ever met in my life. We became instant friends. And even in LA, like we've been going to jazz clubs and hanging out with like a friend group. And it's been so great to become such good friends from a movie. Because sometimes, like it's like a job. You go do the job and then you don't really hang out after. But luckily she's the coolest person ever. So when they talked about maybe doing a duet, we were both like, of course, like we were going to write music together anyway. So let's just do it for the movie. And our first try was the song that's in the movie. And we did it with my best friend and producer, Keaton Stromberg. And he's an incredible producer. And we had such a blast. We were there till like 1 a.m. sometimes, like doing a jam session. We did like an hour jam of like the blues, and we all made up like stories like those kind of things. We had such a blast.
There's a fun, little twist surprise ending for Coop and Cassie at the end of this movie. What do you like see for them in the future?
Endless sequels, probably 10 sequels. No, I'm kidding. But that would be so sick if we did a sequel. I would love to do that. I think that we're walking off together into paradise. So the opportunities are endless. You'd never really heard about what wrong Coop did on Earth. So maybe he has to go back down to Earth and right his wrongs before he gets to paradise. Maybe he gets stopped right before he gets there.
That'd be so fun. The two of you back. She's helping you out.
Right. She's my guardian angel, maybe.
We're pitching this sequel. We're ready for it.
Yeah. We're pitching the sequel right now. Doing that scene was fun too. Like that was the first scene I shot, which is funny that it's the last scene in the movie. And the funniest part where we got to take a few times and we were just getting different angles and stuff. And if you remember where the elevator doors open and like light and like smoke come in, and then it's like, then you see my face come through. I really wanted to do a take where like it opens and then I go, "Hey girl." Like I just wanted to do like a really funny take, and they didn't think it was that funny. Victoria thought it was funny, but yeah.
That is amazing. After this movie, I mean, what's next for you? What's next for your music? Like, what can you tease for us?
I have a bunch of music coming out. Of course, the Afterlife music is coming out, and it'll be available on streaming platforms and everything. So there'll be 4 or 5 songs that everybody can check out, and I'm super proud of those songs. But then right after that, I have a new show coming out. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'm really excited for people to see that because it's completely different than Coop. It's a completely different character. It's like, it's very, I'll just leave it at it's very different. I'm not a great guy. And then I have a bunch of music coming out, my own music, and then a couple collaborations that I can't quite believe are real. I'm like really like surprised every time I like open up my music tab. I'm like, wait, that person's on my song, crazy. So I'm excited for all that to come out, and yeah, it's gonna be a really fun next few months, and then I'm looking to book another acting role because I've fallen in love with it.
Was this your first audition, like for Afterlife of the Party, or have you been kind of working towards getting into acting for a little bit?
Yeah, I this isn't my first audition. I've done a few. I've gotten close on a couple others, and I did a few months of acting class. It's been something that I've been really interested in. Like I said, like when I was a kid, and I remember like even watching Home Alone, like I wanted to be, Macaulay Culkin, and like I wanted to be that kid. Like it just always was so cool to me to see people in movies, and it's been a passion of mine kind of forever. And of course, music's my like number one passion. But a lot of people ask me, they're like, what are you going to choose? And I'm like, why would I ever have to choose? I think some people think that you can only focus on one thing, but I love both, and I would love to continue doing both.
I mean, this was a great project where you got to do both.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to play like Jim Morrison. Like I'd love to play like the Doors lead singer, or like like George Michael. I'd love to play like George Michael or something like that, or David Bowie. That'd be so crazy.
We're manifesting these biopics for you. Yes.
Right, absolutely. I'm gonna be like the biopic guy. Like they're like that's the same guy who played. Yeah,
but you'll just transform. They'll transform you with the makeup. They'll be like, was it the same guy? He's like a chameleon.
Yeah, prosthetics and everything. It's great.
I'm so excited for you and everything that you have coming up. I want to thank you for your time.
Kristen, thank you so much. This is super fun. You're the best.
You're the best. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I'll see you in 2 weeks. It's so cool.
If you like this one, you can check out more of my interviews right over here, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.